December 7th, 1941. It was a peaceful Sunday morning in Hawaii, the kind with clear blue skies and a gentle breeze. But this tranquility was about to be shattered in the most brutal way imaginable. At 7:55 a.m., without any formal declaration of war, the first wave of Japanese fighter planes, bombers, and torpedo planes descended upon the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. The attack was a complete and devastating surprise. Chaos erupted. Explosions rocked the harbor as torpedoes found their targets and bombs rained down from the sky. Sailors and soldiers, many just waking up, scrambled to their battle stations amidst the deafening roar of planes and the thunder of exploding munitions. The primary targets were the battleships lined up in what was known as Battleship Row. One by one, these mighty vessels were crippled or sunk. The USS Arizona was hit by an armor-piercing bomb that detonated its forward magazine, creating a cataclysmic explosion that sank the ship in minutes, tragically taking over 1,100 crewmen with it. Within 2 hours, the attack was over, but the damage was catastrophic. Over 2,400 Americans were killed and another 1,100 were wounded. 18 ships, including 8 battleships, were sunk or heavily damaged, and nearly 200 aircraft were destroyed. The U.S. Pacific Fleet, the heart of America's naval power in the region, was left in ruins. The Japanese attack was tactically a stunning success, but it would prove to be their greatest strategic blunder. Before December 7th, the United States had maintained a policy of isolationism, hesitant to get involved in the conflicts raging in Europe and Asia, but the shock and outrage over the unprovoked and dastardly attack on Pearl Harbor unified the nation overnight. The next day, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed Congress, famously calling December 7th a date which will live in infamy. He asked for and received a declaration of war against Japan. Just days later, Germany and Italy declared war on the United States, and America was officially plunged into the heart of World War II. The sleeping giant had been awakened. Thank you for watching. If you found this piece of history interesting, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that shaped our world. See you next time. December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. For most Americans on that quiet Sunday morning, it was just another day, but in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, at the naval base of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, history was about to take a violent, dramatic turn. For months, tensions between the United States and Imperial Japan had been simmering. The U.S. had imposed an oil embargo on Japan, a move designed to curb its military expansion in Asia. Japan, feeling cornered and seeing the U.S. as a major obstacle to its ambitions, decided on a bold, preemptive strike, their target, the heart of American naval power in the Pacific. Just before a.m., the first wave of Japanese planes appeared over the serene waters of Pearl Harbor. The attack was a complete and devastating surprise. Bombers, torpedo planes, and fighters descended upon the unsuspecting base. The sky, once clear and blue, was suddenly filled with smoke, explosions, and the terrifying drone of enemy aircraft. Chaos erupted on the ground and in the water. Sailors, many just waking up, scrambled to their battle stations, but for many it was already too late. The primary targets were the battleships lined up in what was known as Battleship Row. These mighty vessels, the pride of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, were sitting ducks. The USS Arizona was hit by an armor-piercing bomb that detonated its forward magazine, causing a cataclysmic explosion. The ship sank in minutes, entombing over 1,100 of its crew. Today, it remains a solemn underwater memorial. The USS Oklahoma, struck by multiple torpedoes, capsized, trapping hundreds of men inside. Other battleships like the California, West Virginia, and Nevada were either sunk or severely damaged. In addition to the battleships, the attack crippled cruisers, destroyers, and numerous aircraft that were destroyed on the ground before they even had a chance to take off. The devastation was immense. In just under 2 hours, the Japanese attack claimed the lives of over 2,400 Americans, including civilians and wounded. 1,000 more, 18 ships were sunk or seriously damaged. and nearly 200 aircraft were destroyed. It was a tactical masterstroke for Japan, but it would prove to be a colossal strategic error. Back in Washington, D.C., news of the attack sent shockwaves through the government and across the nation. America's sense of security, protected by two vast oceans, was shattered. The isolationist sentiment that had kept the U.S. out of the war raging in Europe and Asia vanished overnight. The attack on Pearl Harbor united a divided country with a single, unshakable resolve. The very next day, on December 8th, President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed a joint session of Congress. His powerful speech, beginning with the now immortal words "Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy," called for a declaration of war against Japan. Congress approved it almost unanimously. 3 days later, Germany and Italy, Japan's allies, declared war on the United States, and America was officially plunged into the heart of World War II. While the attack was a devastating blow, it failed in its ultimate objective. The Japanese missed the American aircraft carriers, which were out at sea on maneuvers. These carriers would become the crucial backbone of the U.S. naval response in the Pacific. The attack also failed to destroy the base's vital fuel storage tanks and repair facilities. Most importantly, it awakened a sleeping giant. The industrial might of the United States was mobilized on an unprecedented scale. Factories switched from making cars to making tanks and planes. Millions of American men and women joined the armed forces or went to work in war industries. The attack on Pearl Harbor, intended to cripple America, instead unleashed its full power onto the world stage, fundamentally altering the course of the war and the century that followed. The memory of Pearl Harbor serves as a powerful reminder of the cost of war and the importance of vigilance. It transformed the United States from an isolationist nation into a global superpower, setting the stage for the world we live in today. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a like, subscribe for more history content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.